Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to do issue number 310 of G.I. Joe, a real American hero from Image Comics. Covered by Andy Kubert. I like this series a lot, but I noticed a pattern here that I think I need to address. But before I go into that, let's go to this. Yeah, let's dive into the story. See what it's all about. So yeah, Springfield. Cobra is at war with Serpentor Khan and his mutants, and then we of course in the middle are the Joes. We have here the Cobra Commander shouting some orders, right? And I believe this is just a mask, right? Not his real visage. And so this Televiper is recording that we see Zartan and Dreadnoks and I'm blanking. It's not Madam Viper. Baroness. I'm not sure why I say Viper. Anyway, so Dreadnoks are reporting, say the Borgs are forcing the Cobras to retreat. Cobra Commander rallied his forces. Retreating makes no sense at all, unless they're sucking them into a trap. What do you say, Baroness? And she agrees, right? All right. And so, yeah, Televiper is reporting back. And, of course, the commander of the Cobra is not happy with that. And, yeah. So he says, patch me through the siege in my battle armor. So, all right. So he's contacting Crimson Guardsman, who is wearing his armor or the armor that he developed. Not sure. This guy, right? And he says, I'm a little bit busy here, sir. Yeah, well, change of plans. There's Zartan and Baronesses here, and you need to dispatch of them. All right, so this guy is going to get him. Meanwhile, we're coming back to this, to Don Marino, who is, I don't know her code name, by the way, because I'm all new to these characters to a certain degree. This cop has killed her parents, and now she must decide to save him because he's trapped in this car, engulfed by flames, right? And he said, hey, maybe you should kill me because, being burned is worse. So she says, are you going to stand there, watch me burn? And then she's going to this ambulance, and there is a thing called Jaws of Life. What is this thing doing in an ambulance? He said, are you going to save me? Now, my main problem is that a lot of this particular scene has been played out in the last issue. So this feels very like dragging out, like, it's not pandering, but, it's just like, oh, let's do the same thing in a different angle with different words, a dialogue, but then in the next issue, right? This is, for me, is more, I know where this is going. You all know where this is going, right? And then somehow it's not really a surprise. But then, I like Larry Hama. He's a legend, but it feels very by the numbers. Very, let me get back to that a little bit later, All right. She's going to save him. Then we go back to Cobra Island, where Serpentor Khan is, getting ready for the 10th time already to go to Springfield with his mutant goons. And like I said, it's just more, it feels like filler. Do we really need this page here? We already know that he's going into this plane and then going to Springfield. But the problem is what I say with by the numbers is okay, we see Serpentor Khan gets in the plane, and then we see the planes are getting up, and then we see the planes flying, and then we see the planes landing down, and then we see Serpentor Khan going out of the plane, and Serpentor Khan going into this car building, and then Serpentor Khan is spouting some orders to his troops, and then, it's very step by step by step by step by step. And, the readers are not stupid. If you remove this pace and replace it with something else, right? Are you lost when it comes to storytelling? No, of course not, because in the last issue, you've been told that Serpentor Khan is going to Springfield. So we can completely remove this page and see him maybe getting this plane, then go into this, remove this, and then maybe later plane is, I don't know, landing and he's already out in a car or something on the, on the airfield, whatever. And then we go to somewhere else on coast at the Cobra Island where Helix and Muscus Rat and other people from the Joes saying, and I don't know where this storyline comes from, it says, it's a good plan, Muscus Rat, getting Dr. Mindbender to resurrect the original Serpentor and turn him against Serpentor Khan. Wait, you can do that? Is that something that you, I don't know, cook up in an oven or something? And where did you get the idea that, Dr. Mindbender is just saying, yeah, okay, I'll do it. Basically, he's not disagreeing here. And because he says something like, well, your plan has never worked because the body in the freezer unit is a spare clone and not the original body. And so basically he's saying that the clone will not get, is not as strong as Serpentor Khan. What does it matter? You could just say no, right? You could probably throw in the brick and that's it. And the Joes cannot do anything. I mean, what are they going to do? Torture you? Yep, they probably could, but it's just say no, dude. Anyway, so we see these planes, right? Like I said, from the, and then Serpentor Khan says, "Hey, there's a Geodrecon team." So he sends this guy in a plane here, this Night Raven, to deal with them. And that's exactly what he's doing. So he's using his, machine gun to dispatch of the Joes, right? Well, he could have... Yeah, you couldn't see that was Dr. Mindbender is there as well. Of course they survive. Anyway, meanwhile in Springfield, the Dreadnoks are getting attacked by these Crimson Guardsmen, if I remember correctly, right? So Zartan and Baroness comes in, and he's just using his weapons, right? And well, yeah, he's hitting. Sorry, I'm blanking a little bit because, like I said, I want to say something, but then I thought, you know what? Let's leave it here. So she's getting hit, and she is being hit real good, and even the second round, she says penetrate the breastplate, so she's bleeding out, right? She's really hurt. Meanwhile, the Joes survived. Oh no! What a shock! What a surprise! All right. So and then they say that the pilot is not a good shooter, and I don't know what. And then they're gonna paddle to the shore, I guess, right? And then we go back to Zartan, who's saying to Zorana, he says, "Find me a piece of plastic to seal the sucking wound," right? And she also needs to help Xandar and Zanzibar to get the Thunder Machine up. And then the Dreadnoks are dealing with the Crimson Guardsmen, right? And the armor is pretty strong. But then, oh no, more explosions because the Frag Vipers and Heat Vipers, I didn't know these things existed, coming to help the guards, and they're extracting them, right? So they need to get away there, So Zart says, hey, disengage. And then we go back to Scarlet and these guys that I always forget his name. Snake Eyes? Yeah, right? And they're looking for Dawn, although they was walking away from here in the last issue, then they decided to come back. And then, the cop is not there anymore, so she saved him. Oh no, what a surprise, he saved him. And then they are getting attacked by mutants. This is also, isn't that convenient, right? All of them are getting attacked. I mean, okay, this is a war zone, so to a certain degree, I think, okay, makes sense. But every time something happens, oh no, they're getting interrupted by the enemy or someone else, and then the plot needs to be moved forward, right? So they are dealing with the mutants, right? And then this guy says, oh, the cop that's been saved, right? That Merino kid's moral superiority is stuck in my craw. I'll fix a smug behind. So he decides to kill her. Well, not a minute ago, he was pleading for his life and begging her to release him, or help him. What? And then he explodes. And I think, wait, what? What happened? So I'm watching this next page. So I think maybe someone is shooting at him. But that's not the case. And I'm going to do, like I said, this the Thunder Machine. Is it called the Thunder Machine? Let me real. Is this the Thunder Machine? Yeah, Thunder Machine. I'm coming back to this. So I looked at the panel again and I said, how did he explode? Now, there, very behind, there is a rocket. Comes out of nowhere. So you telling me this guy is getting killed at the moment that he, or, you know, being blown up, and right at the moment that he wants to kill Dawn? So this is just a random event that is say, oh, we need to save Dawn, but we don't know how, so let's draw a rocket in here that comes out of nowhere, and he kills that cop that, you know, wants to kill her. That is lazy storytelling, man. Come on. That is lazy storytelling. Not only that, so the Dreadnought comes in, you know, saving the day somehow, and he says, then suddenly to the Joes, we need to get the Baroness to an ER, and the nearest is in Springfield General. Will you accept the truth so we can get her aid? We get her there. Wait, what? Okay, hold on a minute. Hold on. Rewind. First of all, like I said, this story is very by the numbers, but not only that, it's all very safe. There's no really surprises except this. I mean, why would Zartan, in God's name, would, you know, do a certain alliance with his enemy? I mean, shouldn't he be thinking about other means to, you know, infiltrate the ER, or, you know, maybe the writer Larry Hammond should come up with some kind of a plan to do that instead. Oh, hey, look, the Joes are here. Maybe we can ask them for help. You are mortal enemies. You are enemies. Your job is to kill each other. And this guy says, yeah, we're going to do it. Yeah, we're going to do it. No worries, man. Let's shake on it. Dude, why didn't you just shoot him or grab him or, you know, and then something that looks like they are enemies instead of, you know, this very easy cop. That's a cop-out. It's lazy. All right, so Cobra Commander is very happy that this plan comes together. So, I don't know, he's launching an air armada, right? And then we go to Scotland, where Lord Destro is getting a visit from, I don't know, is this an Iron Grenadier? Probably, because he calls him. And he gets some kind of a note that is for his own eyes only. He says, roll out the heavy air transports. We're going to Springfield. All right, this looks good. This looks really good. Paul Pelletier, really good artist. I like this. Nice colors too. The chrome, very well, nice done. But overall, the story, like I said, the story is very, you know, it's a little bit too kid-friendly, maybe, I guess. You know, like I said, we're going from place to place, from plot to plot, and a lot of action. And don't get me wrong, a lot of action, but this particular point is being addressed. Serpentor Khan going to Springfield is already being addressed. You know, where does this cloning storyline comes from? That wasn't in the last issue. And then we should, oh no, they are probably dead. But oh no, they are alive, right? It's just, and then a lot of stuff that I really don't get, especially this thing here. Again, I like my G.I. Joe stuff, but I notice a pattern here, and it really starts to irk me a little bit. It really starts to irritate is probably not the word, but it's, I don't know, it's just, it doesn't feel really exciting, although there's a lot of exciting stuff happening here on screen, you know, in comic, lots of action, I like that, but the story seems very safe. You know, kid-friendly with the kids' gloves. You know, everything happens, you know, randomly. You know, oh, let's have Zartan have a truce with the Joes out of nowhere. And they say, yeah, sure. A little bit disappointed. Anyway, let me know guys, let me know in the comments what you think about it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and see you next time. Bye-bye.